Hello guys, and welcome back to another video with Lee, where we talk all things manifestation. But remember guys, my channel is not just about manifesting, so one of these days you're gonna be getting some other content. It's manifestation, it's beauty, it's lifestyle, it's spirituality. So I'll be feeding you other content in the weeks to come, but right now my main focus is actually on the manifesting. I've got so much to say, so much to share with you, because I've got my own experiences really. And today I first want to say thank you guys so much. We are on 50 subscribers. Last week it was 40 subscribers, so now it's 50 subscribers. So I'm really happy for those people that are joining. Welcome to the family. I value each and every single one of you guys, and it means so much to have you guys join my channel. You know, I believe in, if you're doing something that you love, it doesn't really matter the size of the audience. It's about delivering your experiences, sharing your gift, sharing your abilities with others, hopefully to inspire them, because I am where I am because I was inspired by someone else who didn't just sit on their capabilities. So I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. You're so valuable, and that's why you motivate me to do what I do. So what are we going to be talking about today? Today we're going to be talking about how scripting, this is my little scripting book, right? How scripting helped me to improve my manifesting journey. You know, scripting my affirmations, it really helped me, because I am a speaker, but I also like writing a lot. So I'm a creative and very artistic, in the sense that I love using the spoken word, but I also love to write out my thoughts quite a lot. Sometimes when you are affirming, guys, like I remember the time when I was affirming for my SP last year, I was excessively into, just learned about the law of assumption and related to affirmations. So after I had formed my affirmations in my head, because at that time I was so heavily focused on my SP, but also starting to vary and starting to talk about money. But while I was manifesting for my SP, I formed all sorts of affirmations, everything that I wanted to see, because you can imagine, guys, it was a whole like a decade or more of thinking so shitty about my love life, my self concept as well. So I really had to think about what it is that I wanted to see. And it was so difficult for me to get out of the 3D, but I understood that in order for me to reprogram my mind, my subconscious, I had to affirm, repeat, affirm, repeat. Okay, so that was the only formula that I had. So I remember at first I didn't like scripting, because I found it very tiresome, you know. So I just I'm like, I'm gonna affirm all day, you know, like no matter what I do, because at that time my situation was on my mind 24/7. Okay, so yes, I'll be working, yes, I'll be doing other things, but this situation that I so wanted, I was so desperate for my desire. So the only way, and because I was desperate, it was so I was prone, all right, to spiraling and thinking negatively of the situation, especially when I was in a situation where my SP was not communicating with me. We were like out of contact for months. Like I said in my other video, you can check it out on how I manifested my SP from a long distance. There was a time when we were out of contact. It didn't help that the area that he was in, it didn't have network coverage. It was just so bad. Like the one time he'd have network coverage is if he was at the office or something of that nature, then he could reach out to me. And it was just messy, guys. They would be without power. It was really challenging, and he was still not really stable with me. So my affirmations had to be that of anything opposing his situation, right? That situation that he had. So I didn't want to use the excuses, the reasons, even though they were valid, of him not communicating with me as my reasons why I can't have my manifestation, right? So I started to really think about what I wanted to experience. So if I saw that I haven't spoken to him for a day, 2, turn to 3, turn to a week, turn to weeks and a month even, and I was like, I'm not gonna reach out now. I'm not doing all the chasing, because I was chasing before he actually left, right? So guys, I started to affirm that me and my SP talk every single day. He loves calling me. He loves to, we have meaningful conversations every single day. We talk for hours on the phone. I'm his favorite person. I'm the one person that he reaches out to. He loves telling me all about his day. And I must say, guys, also listening to other people's meditations. I know I listen to Jasmine. I listened to Kim's meditations and Roxy's meditations. They really helped with coming up with typical affirmations that you would like to see, right? And like I said in the previous video, that as you affirm, you already have a mental picture of what it is that you want to experience, right? But say you are tired, because there was a time, guys, I must tell you, you do go into that mental exhaustion. I got tired, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a point where I got so tired of thinking about this. And I believe it was because I have not really sat in that state of the wish fulfilled. So I got tired easily because I was affirming. There was just a time when my mind just didn't want to think about this whole thing anymore. And I would just be mum and just be silent. And I just wanted to take a break. And I just didn't want to think about my desire. I just wanted to shut down. Okay, it does happen. It does happen, especially when you are in the state of that first phase where I said you're consuming all the information, and then the second phase is where you're applying all the information. And then on top of that, there's no movement to just make sure that all this is working, guys. That was very frustrating. So that's when I started to write. So if I didn't want to affirm in my head, I didn't want to affirm with my mouth while I'm taking a shower. I usually affirm out loud when I'm taking a shower, when I'm taking a bath, or I affirm in my head when I'm just busy doing other things. When I'm multitasking, I'm busy affirming for my SP or whatever it is that I want. But at that time, it was my SP. So I would take this book of mine and I would, I'll share with you one of my favorites. Okay, there's quite a lot. I wrote quite a lot, guys, like quite a lot. Okay, but I would write down my affirmations. So I would think about my affirmation and then I would write it down, especially if I was triggered, especially when I started feeling discouraged, like this person is not calling me, they're not talking to me, I've been doing this for, you count, guys, you get into the state of when, you look for it, really, I did, and it took a long time for me to grasp that thing of, oh, when you have something, you don't look for it, like I have my phone, so I'm not gonna be thinking about where's my phone. I'm not gonna be looking for something that I have. But it took me quite a while. So affirming and writing down my affirmations, scripting them really helped me. So one of my favorites was I used to like write my affirmations anytime I felt like, even when I was at work, I'd write them down. Every time I thought about my partner, but I couldn't say it out loud, and I didn't really wanna like affirm in my head, I would write it down. And then at night, before I went to bed, I would sit and I would read my affirmations. So simple, like which one can I share? This other one, like my SP is 100% invested in me and our relationship. He's always interested in everything that concerns me. His love for me knows no bounds. I'm the only woman in his life. I'm his favorite person in the whole world. He loves loving me. Like, he loves being my man. I'm included in all his plans. We're in a loving, committed relationship. He's madly in love with me. I'm the only woman he's decided to spend the rest of his life with. Like, stuff that I would want to see. He supports me in everything, especially when days... And guys, I was experiencing none of these. None of them. I was experiencing none of the things that I was writing in this book. Okay? So, I don't want to lie to you and say that it was easy. It wasn't easy. When I wrote this, sometimes I had tears in my eyes. Sometimes I felt like, you know what, this is not worth it. This is not worth it, okay? I am not going to do this anymore. But I think there's something about repetition. There's definitely something magical about repetition that does get impressed onto the subconscious, and it just becomes a belief. And it got to a point where, like I said, the third phase of the manifesting stage, where you're so used to doing that, I got so used to not seeing movement and not looking for it, that I just did it as part of my life, my routine. I wake up in the morning, I get ready for work, or I exercise, I make coffee, whatever it is that I habitually do, I did it as part of my habits, or the things that I normally do. So then it started feeling like I'm not really working for it, but that it's part of what I do. Like, I pray, like I said, I'm a Christian. by faith. So I read the word of God, I pray, I have time where I'm fasting, I'm time when I'm worshiping God, I have time when I'm writing out my prayer requests. Like it's part of my day to day. So I started like, okay, this is one of the things that I also, my manifestation journey is something that is so sacred to me. So I'm gonna treat it as something that is, I'm gonna hold myself accountable to what I want to see. And not to say that there were not times when I was experiencing negative thoughts, guys, but every time I would and I didn't feel like thinking about it so hard, I just wanted to read it like a story or remind myself of what it is that I want, I went in and I scripted. So I would like to encourage you guys to also script. It really does help. Script and then read it. Whenever you feel like you are thinking about your manifestation, read it. It makes you feel good because it gives you that hope that I'm going to experience it or I'm already experiencing it right now. So there's definitely power in the written word, especially when it comes to manifesting, because guys, in the beginning it does feel like work. It does feel like work because you're trying to get used to a new way of doing things. So be patient with yourself, be patient with the journey. It is going to be the rest of your life. It is going to be part of the rest of your life. It has to be the rest of your life. Don't give up on yourself, because don't give up on the journey, because if you give up on the journey, it's like you're giving up on your desire. All right, and if you give up on your desire, you're only going to manifest the opposite. Right, and you don't want that, and that's why you join this journey, because there's something that you really 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 want. So don't give up on that. Do the scripting technique. It really helps you. Sometimes when I'm tired, like I said, I just go to my book and I remind myself of, okay, why did I start this? And it's, if you've written it down, it's also easy to sort of like visualize or go into the imaginal scene, because you are reading it and your mind creates a mental picture using the power of imagination. Everything comes together full circle in the manifestation journey. So I hope that you guys will also use that. You will script your affirmations and remind yourself. Sometimes I will script 3 of them and then I'll put them and read them to myself just before I go to bed, and I would like affirm them on the loop before, just to get myself into the sleep. That state before you go to sleep, that one, I would loop the 3 affirmations that I wrote down, and then I would just, up until I fall asleep, and then it feels so good. And yeah, that's how you reprogram the mind, through repetition, you guys. I can't really stress it anymore. It's very important, right? So I hope you learned something, guys, and you get to share. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Love you guys. Thank you so much for lending me your ears and your hearts. Bye bye.